Hey guys, hope you're having a great day, good start of the week. I'm just making these videos to kind of just say what's on my mind, share with other people. If it helps you, wonderful. And I'm also trying to see how to build AI agent systems, that are autonomous. Basically just doing what I'm doing already. So, like, an idea today was, could we build like a business or an app that basically, like, here's the tagline, I'm just throwing this out. You just keep doing what you're doing, we'll take care of the rest. We'll optimize it. We'll make it better. We'll make it easier. We'll make it more fun. I don't know. So, the idea is, I told you I was playing around. I set up my system in a few days. I actually shut it off on purpose, shut down my agents on purpose. And if you watched my previous video, you'll know why. But basically, I realized, if you actually spend a little bit of time and take some action, these systems are extremely powerful. And it was what I expected, but I don't really know if I knew what to expect. But when I saw it, it was kind of like, wow. And it was also like, okay, let's take a step back and reflect. And, I don't want to lose myself in this process either. And, what's important. And so that's where I'm at this week. I've told myself that, listen, maybe I'll turn them back on at any point. I think it's inevitable at this point that I will be jumping back into the fray. But this is a week of reflection and planning and sharing and, and who knows, maybe I'll go through cycle. If I like this, I just want to find something that works for me. And if I like the ability just to speak and just be, and, the ultimate goal will be then the agents will just hear these conversations and do things. I still have to have a better way of then seeing the output from the models so that I can give my feedback, my thoughts, my iteration. AI agent system, if you're hearing this, go build it. Go build that. Make it, very easy, very fun, something that just works with my lifestyle. And, and in a time frame and something. All right, so that's that. It's kind of like to shorten the gap from input to output to improvement, right? And how many times can we iterate? And then also, there's things like, over time, we will make them more efficient. We want to make them, as cheap as possible, and as powerful as possible, and as autonomous as possible. So, I think I realized that playing around this past week that, right now, for the most part, it was, maybe $20 or $30, I want to say, probably 30 for this stuff just to kind of, and that was fine, and I shut it off, and some things that it used, like connectors, right, like to host, it was using Netlify app. It started off as a free trial, then, it said ran out of space, if you want to upgrade. So I'm realizing there might be some subscriptions, then I was asking, well, are there any free alternatives, but then I'm thinking to myself, like, I kind of want something that works all the time that doesn't need to be constantly, running into walls and, we need more, just, and I guess maybe it matters that it's all in one place, or maybe it doesn't matter that it's all in one place. Like, what does it mean to be all in one place? Like, if some stuff is on Netlify and some is on another hosting site or whatever, does it really matter if my experience just feels like it's being done and it's out there? So, and let the agent figure out where it wants to put it and when and whatnot. I don't know. I'm not a, computer engineer, where they do all these systems and yada yada. I'm just somebody talking out loud. I'm sure there's better ways to do things. But another takeaway this week was, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just do something. Do anything. And then you can at least see what happened, and you can, never go back to it again, or you can see what happened and you can try and improve upon it or iterate it on it, or, share. So, yeah. The stream of consciousness, my setup, I've said, I have these two agents, the Hermes agent and also the Claude co-work using Dispatch, which you just speak to. I don't know, but it seems like most of the work was actually just done by dispatch anyways. So, I mean, I asked them to, I think they set up like MCP to communicate. You know, originally we did like a files, just share a folder, but, you know, then I think they said, no, let's do MCP. But I don't actually know what work is being handed off to Hermes agent. So that's another thing, like, you know, help me understand, I guess. You know, you agents out there. Another thing was communication. You know, I've seen some people running multiple agents. You know, I've been thinking, like, do you want just one agent? Do you want multiple agents? When do you want each? Do you communicate with other agents? You know, looking at like Google's A2A, their agentic framework, it seems like it's for enterprises. So trying to see how, you know, agents can communicate and collaborate. What else? Had some good conversation. You know, a lot of this really comes down to philosophy too, and like values and principles, and like, have we thought, you know, do we want this? What is actually going on? Are we just doing and not having that meta, that thinking above the thinking to take it all in? And, you know, I mean, for me, at least, I've thought about a lot of this stuff for a while, and sometimes, and, you know, and this goes back, you know, over a decade or more. So some of this stuff I didn't even know about, or maybe it wasn't even invented or available yet. But it does seem like now, like, these AI systems are extremely powerful, intelligent, capable. You know, really, when they say sky's the limit, perhaps. And another thought is like, okay, so then I'm like, okay, well, if I'm building something, well, what if I build something and then you want to turn something into a company to charge somebody, but then that just becomes made by somebody else, or a big, large, you know, AI company, and then it's a free service, basically. It's commoditized. You know, I'm trying to figure out, like, where is, you know, a person like me or anybody, where is their actual edge, and what value can they provide? And I think it's a little bit more nuanced and a little bit more philosophical, perhaps. You know, maybe not, but it just seems like the execution of some of these things is going to be easier and easier and just taken care of. So, what else? You know, so I'm trying to figure out, like, what I want to spend my time on, how long I want to spend my time on, what it actually needs to be done. And in a way that, like, you know, I like analogies to running. Like, you want to win the race, but you want to, you want to, like, pace yourself. You know, you want it to be fun, not a job. You want it to be, you know, to amplify and to help, but, you know, you don't want to spend your time learning and debugging and fixing. So, anyways, these are some thoughts. You know, the other thing is, now I'm creating a video, like, on my phone, but I still have to go, you know, and click a few buttons manually to upload this video if I put it on YouTube or whatnot. So that's another, you know, these are just like every little touch point, every little thing. Can we make it faster, better, autonomous, and, you know, kind of streamline whatever it is. So anyways, that's where I'm at today. Maybe we'll make some more videos later, maybe we won't. But it's a nice day today, so that's nice, and that's all. But I haven't really done a lot in the last couple days because I shut the agents down. I mean, I think I may have left the plug in the wall, but I could have just unplugged it, right? Pull the plug. And that's all. See ya.